And hello everyone, this is Logan once again with Decode Your Reality, and today we're going to be doing one on the game of chess. The old ancient game. Well, I don't know if it's ancient, but it's been around a long time, and what it has to do with the occult aspects of what we receive as expressions by all these modalities, man, all these occult modalities. We got a little bit of tarot in here, the Kabbalah we have in here, whether you spell it K or Q does not make a difference. We have a little bit of September 11th, 2001 in here. We have a little bit of what got started it all for me, the band AC/DC, when it comes to the aspects of magic and alternating current. We have that aspect in here as well. We get this chess champion here. We got a lot of stuff to cover. We got a pyramid right here in the middle and what that has to do with everything we're going to talk about. Because today, chess is not only tied directly to this guy right here, the planet Saturn, and the number 26, but I'm also going to show that it's tied to the number 11 and the number of magic. And we're going to really tie all this together in here with these numbers. Now, really quickly, I'm using gematrinator.com. It's a free website you can go to. And, I'm primarily decoding from the septenary system. This means of the 7, and this one is unique out of any other ones that you may decode from, because this is the only system that uses just the numbers 1 through 7 and then back down to 1. So ultimately what it does is it creates a microcosm in the English language, because the 7 octaves in music and the 7 chakra points and and the 7 colors of the rainbow. So this really mimics the microcosm, the macrocosm aspects. I think I mentioned the chakra points. So this really mimics that, and that's why I believe the septenary system is the system to decode reality from. Yeah, these are good, Pythagorean and the English ordinals tied to that, and Chaldean's great for names and numerology, but when it comes to decoding the English language, this guy right here is the big boy on the block. And that's just, just the way it is for me, my opinion. And I'm going to show you really the power in it, because what you'll see here is mainly septenary. I have a few Chaldeans in here, but, I got a Chaldean right down here, but we mainly are using the septenary. And I want to show you the power in this and the tie-ins, because I'm not arbitrarily just grabbing words and pulling them in here and dropping them on here. Yeah, there's a lot of words that equal the number 26 if you really were to go down and decode the entire English language. But, it's kind of like who runs the world? It's the 1%ers. The 99% are the ones that work for the 1%ers. So really, I want to know the origin. I want to know who is the engine behind the septenary. And I'm telling you guys, this guy right here, Saturn, the number 26, is the engine of the alphabet, the 26 letters in the alphabet, which matches the 26 in Saturn. Kind of interesting there. But, chess equals the number 26. And, is that what we're doing? Are we playing a game of life? I mean, the chessboard has 64 squares on there, which equals the 10, But is this game that we're playing, chess, are we really playing it in life? Because, the word slavery, we're all slaves in the matrix. Slavery equals the number 26. And I thought this was interesting because these are all the pieces on the board here, the king, the queen, the rook, the knight, the bishop, and the pawn, and these all equal the magical number, the number of glue, the number 111 right there. Quite fascinating right there, to say the least. Now, the two main pieces in the board are the king and the queen. Now, the king, interestingly, has a numerology breakdown of the number 88, and the 88 is the infinity symbol. It's the foreverness, it's the nothingness, it's everything inside the 8, right, captivated in there. It's kind of interesting, and it's a power number, no doubt there, showing the power of the king. Now, really, the controller of everything, because we all know that the feminine aspect is the controller of everything, we have the word queen, and it's really fascinating here because the word queen equals the number 21, which if we go to the tarot system, this is the last major arcana card, and it just so happens to be Saturn's card, the world, and it's the Roman numerals XX1, that's the 21, that equals the word queen. Do you think that's done on accident? I think not. Definitely done on purpose. Now, if we look down here, what another word that equals the number 21, a big one, in my opinion, is the word pyramid, because pyramid, it's a 3-syllable word, and look at what it's doing right here. Pura is a 5 and a 6, and when you marry those two numbers, you get the number 11, and that's the 11 moving to the 10, and the 10 is considered a God force number. The 0, the pi, the 3.14, standing side by side with the 1 that came out of the 0, the birth. This is a very powerful number. But do you think that pyramids, considering that the energy is pointed upwards, it would be the 11 going up, the alternating current going up to the God force, the number 10? That's a definite possibility there. Really interesting, and you want to keep that in mind as we go along with this presentation. Now, chess is believed to have originated in India, of all places, around the 7th century. Now, the game was derived by, and this is interesting too, the Indian game Chaturanga. And Chaturanga equals the 38, which breaks down to a number 11. It's really fascinating where these things originate from. And then, of course, there's some ancestors of these games, Eastern games. I'm not even going to pronounce these, this one with the X and shogi perhaps, but they both equal the number 26, which is Saturn's number, which is the number for chess. You think this is all just a coincidence? Kind of fascinating, right? So the 26, it's also directly connected to Malkuth, and that's why I'm saying, like, this is the word that they gave us to express what the spelling is and how we say the number 10 here in the Tree of Life. This represents Earth. That's Malkuth. Malkuth actually starts off with the number 11, the number of Magick, but it also in totality equals the number 26. Quite amazing. Malkuth means kingdom. Kingdom in the Chaldean system equals the number 26. It's associated with the realm of matter. What are we made up of? Matter. Matter equals the number 26. And interestingly, when you break this one down on an individualistic basis, you have the 117755. That's the 11 moving through the 77, the flash of creation, the 77, onto the 55. The founder of Bitcoin, Nakamoto, he equals a 55. It's a very powerful number. It's a power of manifestation. We manifest everything on the 5th level. A double 55 is a double expression of that. So right there tells us the story of what matter is. It's on the 5 level. It's absolutely brilliant how this stuff all ties in. The word create equals the number 26. Isn't that what Malkuth does? Isn't that what Saturn does? It creates. That's what our God is. God in the English ordinal equals the number 26. I can come up in here and I can type that in, and you'll see that in the English ordinal system, which uses the numbers 1 through 26 to represent the letters, equals the number 26. So we have different ciphers we can use. I'm trying to keep it in the family, but I'm showing you the variations if you want to extend it out to show you the power and the connections of these numbers. Now, the first generally recognized world chess champion, Wilhelm Steinitz, his name is a 62, which is a reverse or mirror of the 26. Done on purpose? Who knows? I wasn't there. I didn't name him at birth, but I thought that was rather interesting that it's the reversal of the 26. And if we move down here, since 1948, this is kind of fascinating too as well. This has a lot of tie-ins. The World Championship has been regulated by the Fédération Internationale des Échecs. I think that's how you pronounce that. And in parentheses, it's the FIDE, and they make sure they put those in all capital letters because that is where you code from right there. And obviously that breaks down to a 20. Not only does it break down to a 20, but it breaks down. I have these in reverse here. It should be the 11-9. Excuse me on that. But the 6-5 is the 11. The 4-5 is the 9. The 9-11. Interesting right there, to say the least. Now, what's more interesting is what the game's international aspect or their title is. It's the governing body. The FIDE is the game of chess governing body. the body would represent the chess, and governing would be who rules it, right? And if you look at this word, which is absolutely fascinating, the word governing equals the number 38/11, and then it moves through to the body, which is a 22/6, which is a master number, 6 days of creation, the 22 moving into that to the 10, so it's the 11 to the 10. I think this is absolutely fascinating. Anything that's governing is an 11. It has the magical number of 11. It's absolutely fascinating right there. Now, the word abracadabra equals the number 26. That's the old word in the magical system of the words that we say. Abracadabra, if you were to go and do any history on this, the historicity of abracadabra, you'll see there's a lot of spells that you can do using this word right here. And, the word magic itself, the reason why I really stumbled upon this was observing, breaking this word down into 2 syllables, magic, and that's where you get the number 11 right here. You literally speak a magic spell. I mean, I've said it before, I believe everything we say is a magic spell. Everything that rolls out of your mouth is a magic spell. We're casting spells all the time, and you break this word, you say magic, even though you say it quick, magic, it's still broken off into 2 syllables, and if we break those numbers down, it's a 1-1. I believe this is the glue that binds the spoken word magic, and of course it just so happens to be a 20. The word Pluto equals the number 20. There's a lot of sexual references that equal the number 20. I'm not going to get into those, but if we keep moving forward here, look what the word 20 comes out to in our cipher. It equals the number 26, which is tied to abracadabra, which is tied to create and matter and malkuth, and all these words, and especially the word chess and the big boy on the block, the word Saturn. Absolutely amazing. I really, really think it's absolutely amazing. Now, moving forward, abracadabra, which is a little subtle change here from moving from the C to the H. Aleister Crowley was made famous doing that, and that changed it from a 26 to a 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. It's tied directly into that magical number of 11. And if we look at this symbol here, look at this number, I made it into a symbol or a glyph. And really, I think this is the alternating current, and that's what I'm going to get into right here. The alternating current equals 11. But if we observe this number 11, it's the energy going up and the energy coming down. That's a possible way that we can interpret this symbol right here, is by observing it that way. And, abracadabra equals the number 11. And, I thought this was rather interesting right here. This is magic separated. This is your consonants, your 3 consonants right here, and then your 2 vowels. Now, in numerology, there's an aspect where you break the consonants apart and you get a reading, and then you break the vowels apart and you get a reading. This would be your personality right here, the MGC, the personality, or your outward expression, and then the vowels represent our soul urge or our heart's desire. And it's really, really fascinating because the personality of magic is a number 11, the MGC. It's crazy. And then the vowels, the heart's desire, is a number 6. And that tells us a lot right there, because the number 6 is a number of mastery. God finished his work on the 6th day. So this is a very powerful number. And that's why, the sun is represented by 666. Of course, the number of the beast in the Bible, 666. So this is a very powerful number in the world of numerology right there, the number 6. So moving on with the magic aspects, this is really where I got started with everything, and finding out about this was really decoding the band AC/DC, because their band name has a numerology breakdown of the 4-7, which equals the number 11. And, then I thought, man, this looks like current right here, electricity. And lo and behold, when I typed in alternating current, I got the 74, the reversal, the mirror of the 47. But nonetheless, it breaks down to a number 11. And, one of their famous songs, if you go and read all those lyrics, man, that's totally an invocation of black magic, in my opinion. But the song itself, Hell's Bells, equals the number 11. Even the word hells equals the number 21. And I've already shown you guys that the number 21 is linked to pyramid, it's linked to queen, it's linked to Saturn directly because it is the world card in the Tarot system. Quite fascinating right there, all right? Now, moving on, we're almost finished up here. This guy, Garry Kasparov, he was a born Russian, and he was a grandmaster chess champion for a very long time. I think he has the record for the longest reigning champion, being a champion. But it's interesting because this guy was born Garrick Kimofich Weinstein, but he changed his name, and now he goes by, this is right off of Wikipedia, Garry Kasparov, and this is what he's expressing right here. So we're going to decode that and look at what we have here. His last name that he changed it to from Weinstein to Kasparov equals the number 26. You think that has anything to do with drawing power off of Saturn? I can promise you, this is just my opinion, but I can promise you from all the research I've done, this was done on deliberation right here, the number 26. And I thought this was kind of funny. The word Rothschild equals the number 46, just like Gary's full name right here that he goes by. I thought that was absolutely fascinating. And look at here, Rothschild, if you break it apart that way, you can put the S in front, it'll just swap it out, but it's a 2026, and Garry is a 2026. I wonder if this guy has any affiliation with the Rothschild family right there that made him a champion. I mean, the guy is definitely, obviously, a very intelligent human being, but where'd he come from? You know, his incarnation into this world, I wonder if he has any direct correlation to the planet Saturn. I like to think so. That's kind of how I look at the incarnation aspect now, is how we're really coming into this world. But anyway, in 97, this is interesting as well. In 1997, he became the first champion to lose to a computer, and they called this computer by IBM Deep Blue. And I thought this was interesting. Deep Blue equals the number 32, just like the word Lucifer and Christ. It's really fascinating. These two share the same numbers, Lucifer and Christ. Does that mean there's the duality there? One's good, one's bad, or does that just mean that they're both the same people, they feed off the same energy? Who knows? But I thought that was rather fascinating right there based off of that. You know, when we get back into the what I'll leave you guys off with is this big boy right here. This right here is the logo of alternating current, which is the 74/11. And I told you guys, I think this is the energy coming in and the energy going up and the energy coming down. That's what Magick is. And interestingly, when they decided to name what we use to pay for our goods, when they decided to call it money, no matter where it originated from, that was the finalization of the word. The word money equals the number 11. I wonder if that has any correlation to this. I like to think so. And it's interesting because the number 911, the number you press on the telephone if you got emergencies, all the things that have happened on the dates that coordinate with the 911, that equals the number 11. That equals the number 11. And it just so happens it's all directly related to the word alternating current, to the word abracadabra, to the personality of the word magic with the consonants right there, how it's directly connected to AC/DC, how it's directly connected to magic and the word 26. All of these things that I'm showing you guys right here are all correlated to this planet Saturn right here. And I've shown it over and over and over again. My name is Logan. This is Decode Your Reality. Thanks for watching.